Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Niharika. I am studying BTech third year in Srinivasa Ramanujan Institute of Technology, Anantapur. I represent Department of Computer Science and Engineering with a specialization in Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. In this video, we will introduce Hadoop and we will execute a Mapreduce word count example. Now, let me tell a story. Here, the rabbit represents our traditional database. Previously, the rabbit was successfully able to generate and analyze the CSV and XML files. Due to improvements in our technology, later on images, PDFs and videos were keep on adding to the traditional base and it could not analyze and handle those big data. So that's why the Hadoop was introduced. This elephant represents Hadoop and this Hadoop can successfully handle those numerous amounts of big data. That's why the Hadoop was introduced in the year 2006. Now let us discuss a Mapreduce program example. Mapreduce is a powerful programming model in Hadoop framework that is used to access big data stored in the Hadoop file system. After installation of our Hadoop, we will execute this Mapreduce program word count example in our system. First of all, we have to open our command prompt with run as administrator and we have to start all the yarn and name node, resource manager and data nodes in our Hadoop by typing the start-all.cmd. This enables all the data nodes and name nodes of our Hadoop system and it makes available to us. See, we can see here all the name node, data node, resource manager and yarn manager that have been activated. Now we'll go to the browser and we'll type the localhost :8088 and another one we have to open the cluster localhost 50070. If our Hadoop version is 2, we will type localhost 50070. If our Hadoop is version 3, we will type localhost 9870. The localhost 8088 represents the name node and the localhost 50070 represents our data node. We can see our directories and the files in the utilities bar and in the browse file system. Please ignore this input dir as I have did previously another program. Now we will open command prompt and we will make a new directory by using the mkdir command. We have to keep Hadoop fs attached to all our command prompt programs. So now we will type it as Hadoop fs -mkdir / and it is our input directory name. We'll give it as word count input dir. And if we click enter, a new directory will be created in our Hadoop file distributed system. We can check it in the localhost 50070. If we refresh this, we'll get the directory which we have created. Now we have to give a input data to the word count Mapreduce example so that it can process. Now we will open notepad and we will give some any random text. I'll give hello guys, heartily welcome to our YouTube channel. After this, we will give file name as word count input and I am saving it in the desktop so that it can be easily accessible, and we'll put the input file data to the Hadoop distributed file system using put command. So now we'll be writing Hadoop fs put. Now we have to keep our input data file path to our input directory. So now I'll copy the path of our input data file. Here it is. So I'm copying the path and I'll paste it in the command prompt, where we have to move our input data file from our local system to the Hadoop distributed file system, that means HDFS. Space input directory name, and if we press enter, we can see our word count input data file in our localhost 50070 in the directory which we have made it previously. Now we have to execute our jar file of word count example using Mapreduce. So for this we have to use Eclipse IDE. In the Eclipse IDE, we can import the reference libraries of Hadoop. This is the code of our word count Mapreduce example. We will provide it in the description box. We import two different libraries of Hadoop, that is Hadoop Common Jar and Hadoop Mapreduce. Here we have to export the jar file as we should click on the class or project, and we have to right click it, and we should export it as executable runnable jar file. Click next and click on finish. Here I am clicking no because I have already exported the jar file and it will overwrite it. So you can click yes if you want the jar file. After placing the jar file, we have to copy the path of the jar file and place it in the command prompt. This jar file will be available in our OS, that means C drive, users and US name, and there will be Eclipse workspace. Here we have word count jar file, executable jar file. Now we have to copy the path, and now we will copy the path of the jar file and paste it in the command prompt. We have to execute the jar file using the command prompt, using the command hadoop jar and path of the jar file, and we'll give the input directory which we have created previously, and we have the input data in our input directory, right? So we have to give input directory and then space, and we have to mention which output directory should be created. This output directory will be created by the program itself, by the jar file itself. So we have to give name of the output directory, and then we'll click enter. Now our jar file has been executed. Now we can see our output, and we can also check if our jar file is successfully executed or not in the Hadoop cluster 50070. See, now in the cluster we can see the output directory is created. If we click on that, we will get success and some another part are 000, and we may not need these two files. After that, if we want to see the output of our jar file or output of our directory in the cat command. So now we will type hadoop fs cat word count output directory. Now after clicking the enter, we can see that all the words frequency is getting displayed and our word count example has been successfully executed using Mapreduce function. Thank you for watching our video. If you find any informative thing, please share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.